With the Earth Avatar series coming next, we've all been speculating who should be the next villain. The Legend of Korra gave us mixed results when it came to villains and how it handled the politics of Avatar. I felt like the Kyoshi duology handled the nature of the Avatar politics much better, and the use of spirits as antagonist was much to be desired. I think there can be a good opportunity to use the spirits in a future Avatar series in a more antagonistic light. One of the issues people had with The Legend of Korra is how they did demystify the spirits. One particular point of contention was turning the spirit vines into lasers. This is sort of the midi-chlorians of Avatar. Let's remystify the spirits a bit while giving some new life into them. We know that the spirits can possess people, and when they do, they must end up mutating them in some way, shape, or form. In the comic Turf Wars, a non-bending gangster named Tokuga defiled a spirit portal in Republic City and is punished by the Dragon Eel Spirit. The Dragon Eel Spirit possesses Tokuga and gives him mutations. These mutations come with a few advantages, mainly the tentacle arm and scaly skin that's a bit tougher than human flesh, and of course, an immunity to poison gas. There's a lot of story opportunity in this. We know that from the Kyoshi novels that consuming parts of the spirit will give you some of their power. Yoon, for example, had to consume the eye of Father Glowworm in order to gain power and bore his way out of the spirit world. Father Glowworm only offered his power to bore his way back into the mortal world to Yoon because Father Glowworm wanted to eat humans, and Yoon had diminished him during their duel. Based off the explanation from Father Glowworm, Yoon would basically submit to partial demonic possession, having lose a piece of himself to Father Glowworm, sort of like a meat puppet minion. Of course, the reverse was possible. Yoon had basically killed Father Glowworm and had consumed his entire essence, basically erasing Father Glowworm from existence. Sorta. Spirits are sort of weird and an unexplored territory which I think should be really explored. You can see where I'm going with this. There are plenty of people out there like Tokuga. While Tokuga didn't get his powers willingly, he did accept them and found them useful for his goals. Yoon was the same way, having consumed Father Glowworm and used his power to leave the spirit world. What if the next avatar fought a being who lost their humanity from being merged with multiple spirits? We know that poachers exist in this world. What if those poachers decided to poach lesser spirits? Don't go after strong ones like the dragon eel spirit, that's stupid, but go for the newly hatched, smaller dragon bird spirits to eat them and gain their power, such as flight and enhanced durability. What if a villain gained knowledge by consuming part of Wan Shi Tong's knowledge seekers, like hair or fur? What if someone consumed multiple spirits? You can play this faction of people who mutate themselves into spirits in many different directions. You can remystify the series by playing up the horror and the unknown aspects of them. Think less about Amon and what's behind his mask, and more like Baldwin the Fourth of Jerusalem. And if you needed political commentary to go along with this, HIV/AIDS would probably be a good metaphor since this was a major disease with a major stigma attached to it, and still has a major stigma attached to it. At the time it was at its height, before H disease, as it was called, represented Haitians, homosexuals, hemophiliacs, and heroin addicts, people that were considered fringes of society. You could easily make the community be considered a repulsive people punished by the spirits, similar to what happens in real life whenever there's an epidemic, that these people were evil and were being punished by God or whatever. Or you could do another angle. Now that one guy with spirit mutations caused havoc across the world, that means the hysteria of both humans and spirits ends up targeting the community who were affected by the spirits, either through accidental possession or through just spirits being very territorial. Thou callst me a dog before thou hadst a cause, but since I am a dog, beware my fangs. I do believe the spirit-induced mutations are a way to go with this series if you're tired of constant benders being the main antagonist. But what do you think? Do you think I'm watching too much X-Men? Well, let me know in the comments. Please consider liking, subscribing, tipping the channel on Ko-fi. This is Cyril signing off.